Season 7 has just arrived and it has brought so many things to the game. We'll talk about each one, so no need to beat the bush around. Let's keep it short and get into it. The first thing we are going to talk about are the buffs and nerfs that came with this season. Don't worry, I'll quickly explain which was received buffs or nerfs, then talk about the other stuffs have been added. This might be a long video, I'm not sure, but if it is, you can use the timestamps below to skip parts. Before showing the adjustments for the heroes, we must discuss passive wall update for damaged heroes. The reduction in healing received by damaged heroes will now be 30% instead of 25%. Also, for all the roles, the health regeneration timer will now begin after 6 seconds, previously it was 5, when not taking any damage. The dev said these changes were needed to increase the impact of damage all heroes and more rewarding fights, which I think they were unnecessary, but well, here we are. Now let's talk about hero changes, starting with tanks. Junker Queen has received a great boost in survivability for both herself and her allies. Her own overhealth increased from 175 to 200 to help her survive longer. But her overhealth duration is reduced from 5 to 4 seconds, and for her allies, overhealth increased from 50 to 75 and duration from 3 to 4 seconds. The dev says they preferred her to provide stronger team utility and improve her overall usefulness. And our big boy, Mauga, has received a small buff to his passive Berserker. The overhealth conversion rate increased from 40% to 50%. In the previous patch notes he was nerfed, but now they worded that change to improve his durability in fights. I mean, he needed some buff, but I wasn't expecting that the devs will revert the changes they did before. Zarya's perk have also changed. Her minor perk, Gravitation Crush, now deals more damage over time, and her major perk, Spotter, has had its movement speed bonus increased from 15% to 25%. Now, let's talk about damage heroes. Bastion has received a small buff to his model and hitbox as we talked previously. He is now 10% smaller. The devs mentioned his large model made him easier to kill despite his high health and armor pool, so this should help his survivability. Yet, I still think he's easy to kill. I mean, he is a huge, he can easily be shot and etc. And this buff will be enough for him for a while, I think. Echo Steel shot weapon got a great buff. Speed decreased from 1.4 degree to 1.1 degree, meaning she'll hit more consistently. Devs say they buffed her weapon for better effectives at range, making it more reliable option for a higher mobile hero, which I think it was unnecessary. Now Pharah's minor perk, Helix Shields, has received buff. Yes, a buff. Now her shield regeneration will be triggered when she lands rockets with her rockets. It can still be triggered normally after some time pass, but now if you land rocket to someone, you can trigger this passive early, meaning she can use that her advantage in the fights. I mean, as if she needed buff for her utility, she is already too strong. Reaper has received a huge buff to his weapon. Hellfire shotguns will now damage more and they will be more deadly in close combat. Damage per pellet increased from 5.4 to 75. Meaning the total damage is increased. Devs say in the past they had to nerf Reaper and Tracer's damage due to shifting 5 vs 5. In certain maps to be played more effectively, Reaper has received buff to his weapon. I mean, he kinda deserved that buff. Soldier 760 neither received a buff or a nerf, but his major pack, Steam Pack, was adjusted. But it was only for PC platform. PC players will now have to use Equip Weapon 1 instead of next weapon as a default button, meaning you have to press button 1 in order to use that ability. Tracer also received the same buff as Reaper. Her gun damage increased from 5.5 to 6 per pellet. Bench's Permafire got a small buff. Recovery time reduced from 0.7 to 0.6 seconds. They needed a minor buff and now they have it. Finally. And I hope they will receive more buff in the future. And now to my favorite roles. Let's talk about supports. Lifeweaver's minor pack, class and grabs. Lifeweaver's minor pack, class and grabs received a great buff. Its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds whenever a debuff is classed. Devs say they did this to improve the usefulness of class and grabs. Lucio has received a great buff to his healing, Crossfade. The base healing increased from 16 to 20 healed per second, meaning he can heal more passively when he is in healing side of Crossfade. Devs say he is great at every mobility, but lack of healing compared to other sports, which I totally agree. Some of players who just want to play him as a normal support, see that he completely heal less. But now, healing 20 heal per second, it's totally great. This change now can make his passive healing more impactful in the game. I mean, he really needed a buff like that, and he finally gets it. Moira's healing got better too. Her healing per second increased from 70 to 80 per second. Zenyetta received a buff to his major perk, duality. Converted damage increased from 30% to 40%. If you don't know this perk, here's a quick explanation. When you give a healing orb to an ally, they are healed for a percent of the damage they deal to an enemy with the damage orb. Now, we can talk about the other things have arrived with season 17. I want to talk about map ban system and how it is working. You can ban maps both in quick play and competitive. The system shows you 3 maps and both teams pick whichever map they want to play. Picking a map only increases its chances of being selected. In other words, if everyone picks the same map, that map will be chosen. The more players vote for a map, the higher its chances of being picked. Speaking of maps, let's talk about the new map Aatlis. I wasn't surprised when examining the map thoroughly, and let me tell you, I like it. They nailed the visuals and it's so appealing to play. The map is based on Morocco. I don't know much about their culture or what is really like, but it looks Moroccan to me and hints at their tradition. Or maybe I'm just wrong about it and there's no real culture reference. I don't know. I also saw some graffiti about Freaks, the group from Hazard. It's cool to see Overwatch role reference on the map. And I also noticed the world map hasn't changed in years. If you don't know, Overwatch takes place in the 2070s after a lot of war. I guess they keep borders the same to avoid controversy. It's probably better this way. And before showing the battle pass, we've been given a lot of trailers for a new hero. No, I'm not talking about Aqua, who will be coming in season 18. I'm talking about the Turkish hero Emre Savoğlu, who has been around since Overwatch first came out. Recently, especially since Pharah's release, Emre has been talking about a lot by everyone. He and Pharah had quite a strong bond before they eventually went their separate ways. Here are some interactions I caught. There might be even more, but these are the only ones I could find.
I shouldn't be surprised you joined Talon. You always were good at causing problems.
You sound just like Sarola. Always spouting that righteous garbage.
Funny. Emery always talked about retiring here.
It's nice to see that Freya still protects Emre despite the fact that everything has happened since that day. Who knows, maybe we'll finally get Emre in season 20, since Overwatch loves teasing new heroes like that. Now let's take a look at the Battle Pass, then we'll end the video. I won't talk during the Battle Pass showcase, but I'll have some words at the end. Anyway, let's see what they brought in this season.
Nothing a patch won't fix. Let me teach you a lesson. Out of memory? Ah, just download more. I don't play games. I win 'em. will you learn?
Winnable, winnable, winnable!
Come on, do the math.
Wait, we had homework?
Let's cut class together.
And with that, this was Battle Pass. We covered every change in Season 17 except the stadium changes, which I might make a separate video about, if you guys want. I'm curious what you guys think about this season, so please leave a comment when we come end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.